to BBC Three Counties Radio. BBC Three Counties Radio.
I love this story. A mosque in Aylesbury has held an unusual kind of gathering to kick off the year, a virtual FIFA tournament. Boys and teenagers got together on New Year's Eve around a series of PlayStations for some fun and football. It was organised by the Al-Kahf Foundation in collaboration with the mosque. Here to tell us more is Abid Shah, who is a volunteer at the mosque and vice president of the Al-Kahf Foundation. And I'm so pleased to say he joins me this morning. Good morning, Abid.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Now, for those who don't follow gaming or football, can you describe how this actually worked?
Right. So this is a kind of an idea that was, cooking for about probably a year ago. And we only kind of remembered early on December, hang on a second, this FIFA tournament that we were going to organise is long overdue. So this was done actually inside the mosque. And our mosque is kind of a little bit set up in a way where it lends itself to doing such a tournament because it's quite compartmentalized. So we've got kind of loads of rooms, which meant that, if we got a projector in each room, and we probably had about 80, 90 kids turn up on the day. And we kind of created these league groups, I guess, with four teams in each group. And we got the teams to kind of move themselves around to every area or every room, and then once they made it through the group stages, we had a knockout tournament in the end, and then we had finalists and winners, and they were kind of organised in two categories because we had a wide range of age groups. We had the under 12s category, which was kind of like a singles tournament, and we had the over 12s, which was played in a doubles format.
What was the idea behind the event? It sounds like you're trying, because you got lots of people from different age groups together.
Yeah.
So tell us, what was the idea? Yeah,
so the idea is that we always found that New Year's Eve is a time where sometimes it's a good opportune time to get the kids actually together in the mosque, really. And we thought that, well, what we'll do, we'll set up this tournament, and we'll hopefully, although it was the first time we'd done it and we were unsure, we'll attract a lot of attention. We'll attract a lot of kids coming there. So that we had an amazing response. We had about 90 kids coming.
Wow.
And the idea was to basically just come down, get in the mosque, have some fun, have this tournament, have loads of food, and up until midnight. Hopefully, we'll all keep them there. And luckily we finished just after midnight. So I mean that was the basic idea, really.
Was this just for boys, or could girls get involved? And
so hopefully we're hopefully going to do one for the girls soon. It might not be a FIFA tournament as such, but it'll be a get together for the girls. But this one actually was a kick-off for the boys, actually, because we had more volunteers on that side. I guess it was easier to organise.
Do you find that once the younger people come to something like this, they feel more at home in the mosque and more likely to get involved? Because I'm just thinking the mosques were closed over COVID. So for 2 years, there were places that were really restricted to the younger generation. Is this more like, there's a feeling of being at home?
I think so, yeah. I mean, we're just trying to create that familiarity with the mosque, you see, because, although... I'm guessing every religion faces this challenge. Every, the churches, the synagogues, the temples, they're all facing the same challenge where as soon as you walk in, you're generally surrounded by the older contingent of our community, which is, a fair play. But, we're really trying to get the younger kids in because the mosque and Al-Kahf although the aims are similar, although the mosque is more associated with kind of official the learning of the Islamic sciences, Al-Kahf is more interested in kind of instilling civic responsibilities and civic duties in our kids. And that can range from everything. If you're walking down the street and the old woman can't lift her shopping up or she's struggling, then, a part of being a good person and a good human is to help her. If there's something blocking the road and in the pathway you're walking down, and there's something in the way, it's part of civic duty to remove that and put it onto one side so the next person coming down won't have the same issues. So, this is the kind of thing that Al-Kahf is working towards, is trying to create that civic responsibilities, and part of being a good Muslim in the community, which also entails being a good human, is something that we're trying to teach the kids as well. And that's the challenge, because and one way is to get them in the mosque is to have these kind of fun events and stuff, so that they know that the mosque is there and it's open and it's fun and we can learn and do these things.
And before I let you go, Abid, what other creative ideas have you got for encouraging the younger generation in the future? Because I'm really interested about the women's event, because if that happens, then we're down there recording what you guys are doing.
Yeah, definitely. The women, I was speaking to my sister yesterday, telling her about the FIFA tournament and stuff like that. And, a few years ago, she did a lot of things and stuff, but it all depends on what kind of volunteer personalities you have, really. And the eager the volunteers are, the more inspiring, the more ideas, the creative ideas they have, the more that can be done. So it's really kind of something that the mosque is trying to. It can act as the catalyst, but ultimately it depends on the volunteers, really. So some of the things that we've got going, and previously the mosque was involved in the vaccine centres. It was a vaccine centre during the COVID and stuff. We have done football tournaments outside the mosque as well. But so we've got a food bank coming up. So we realise people are struggling in the community to paying their bills. Energy prices are going up. So we're trying to set up a food bank where needy families can come to the mosque and they can get food, which is staple food, which they can come and receive from the mosque. And that's one thing that we're looking to do now. We're also doing a lot more outreach within the schools. So a lot of schools contacting Al-Kahf or the mosque, and they want to learn more about Islam or religion or Muslim life, and we're kind of creating more volunteer groups to kind of help with that sort of stuff as well. We've got Ramadan coming up in a couple of months' time. And we're always kind of active in the community. We always have our community iftar, I guess, where we invite the locals to the mosque. So that's coming up. We've also got this a mosque app coming, which we've just paid for, and it's kind of in the development line, and hopefully that will make it easier for people to contact the mosque and help us to broadcast easier to other people as well. So these are a few things. We've also got Al-Kahf. We've also got a community month-to-month event for the elderly, where every month the elderly, we want to get them together in the community so that they can share a cup of tea with each other. And this is just going to be actually for the elderly, and it's going to be outside the mosque in the community centre. And once a month, it's going to be an ongoing thing where the elderly just meet up and just have a coffee club, I guess, for the elderly.
Abid, sounds like an incredibly busy 2023 for you guys, and we wish you all the best from us at BBC Three Counties Radio. That was Abid Shah. He's a volunteer at the mosque and Vice President at